I really love the season of Lent. I bet many of you love it too. Though there are others who may think we're either masochistic or just plain nutty. Lent has a peculiar reputation of being all about deprivation. Now, I'm pretty poor at depriving myself. I've been known to fall short of my chosen Lenten discipline. So you are welcome to pray for me to grow in that regard. Yet, while discipline is an excellent thing, and we need it, what I really love about Lent is that it's a season designed intentionally to bring ourselves closer to God. We're never really away from God's ever-present love and mercy, but my own awareness of that presence is all too often distracted. I get wrapped up in the tasks I have to do and the personalities I deal with, and of course with thoughts about my own image and who likes or doesn't like me and who I like or love or don't care much about. I need to be called back from all that to my true self, the self that, like yours, God created out of God's immense love. I need to be reminded of what I know about walking with Jesus. I need to be called back to the deepest relationship I'll ever have, which is my living, growing relationship with the God who made me and who calls us all ever closer and closer. That relationship isn't a constricted, deprived one. It's the doorway to openness, delight, abundance. It shows me the path to the deep blessing of letting go and trusting our generous, tender Creator. That's what I see Jesus doing in our gospel today. Jesus, who has chosen to fast and face temptation for 40 days. He's literally starving. He's alone and facing fear, isolation, doubt. He has taken on our human vulnerability. Our testing times never seem to happen, do they, when we've had enough sleep, or everyone in the family is well and happy, or we're feeling successful and fulfilled. No. They come when we're feeling wrung out, disappointed, on our last nerve, angry or defensive, suffering from a cold, bone-weary, or just plain hungry. And then the tempting thoughts arrive. Why not be the magician people think you are, Jesus? Why not create a miracle out of your own power and satisfy your desires? Pamper yourself with some delicious bread. Can't you just smell it? I would have thought it was impossible to say no. Jesus can say, no, there's so much more to our lives than those things you offer. I'm going to keep my eyes on what I know is lasting. Jesus says, one does not live by bread alone. Nor, by the way, he does not say that bread or meat or wine or even chocolate is bad and that we need to fast all the time, but just that they're things, not everything. I know we are all pulled 100 different ways, aren't we? We have needs, we have responsibilities, we have really important relationships to nurture. And at times, all of us feel our hearts breaking with personal pain, with the struggles of our church, and the struggles of our communities, with anxieties about those we love. Let's remember together that our loving God longs to help guide us through our griefs, through our stupid mistakes, with the burdens that feel too heavy to carry alone. So let's reach out to God this Lent. Ask for the divine partnership we were created to share. Seek the Holy One in reading scriptures, in regular and sincere prayer for yourself and for others. Listen for Jesus in silence. In all the practices of this season that are designed to open us to God's healing and God's cleansing action for all our hurting hearts. Pick up some of the Lenten offerings in the narthex. Come to the Wednesday share and prayer time. Read the daily office. Ask one of us what might be a good start for you. That's what we're here for. And I was reminded again this week that following God does not in any way consist of grim denial of fun or of tying ourselves to just a long slog of empty religiousness. It doesn't also mean pretending that everything is okay when it's not either. We must start from where God starts, which is from honesty. Let's discover that God's world is a world of compassion and healing for these troubles, as well as true delight and genuine joy. Leroy and I were at the Oregon Aquarium in Newport this past week, wandering around, watching the otters and the seals and the seabirds and an amazing octopus up close and kind of otherworldly. And as we were walking from one exhibit to the other, we passed a mom and her toddler walking along the gravel path. This little girl was completely enthralled with the sound and feel and the action of her own little booted feet on the gravel. She was fairly new at walking, I'd guess, and she was just stomping along in her own time, just watching and listening and glorying in something that we adults rarely pay attention to. The pure experience of moving from one place to the next. Not wanting to go back to where she'd been or thinking about where she was going to, but just fully living. You know, if you watch your own babies and grandbabies or watch other people's children, they are so full of living in the moment, in the amazement and fullness that life can always be. And that's just a little of what God calls us to deep happiness, to a vibrant life. Lent is a time to pay attention to that invitation, to become new again, to rediscover the path of holy delight. May we all learn to walk that path together with joy. Amen.
Amen.